English 9. Welcome to week 6. We are really on the home stretch, so we've only got 3 weeks left in this quarter, and I can't believe it. It's gone by incredibly fast. And the big reminder for this week is that on Friday, September 28th, that is your lock deadline for all work from weeks 4 and 5. So for you, that's going to include your literary analysis essay and also any of the assignments that have to do with the story Two Kinds. So the introduction, discussion, the story, and the articles that we discussed in class last Thursday. For those of you who didn't attend class, just be sure that you print out those articles about being a tiger parent versus being an elephant parent, and that you are annotating those articles. For those of you who came to class or didn't come to class, remember this is an assignment that you can just bring to me by hand. So if you print out those articles, then you should be annotating them, highlighting them, finding important quotes, finding words you don't understand and defining them. For everything you highlight within those articles, you must write something in the margin and you must have at least 15 things highlighted. So that will mean that you'll have 15 items highlighted within there, whether it's an entire sentence or a paragraph or a word. And for each item you highlight, you will have something written in the margin that goes with whatever it is you highlighted. So for week 6, you guys are going to have a few different assignments. The first one is just kind of a capstone, I guess you would say, of week 5 assignment. So it is one final discussion having to do with parenting, and I want just kind of an honest opinion of what you guys think the best parenting style is. In everything we've kind of dealt with and talked about and watched as far as parenting, it's all been going towards being a good mixture of things. So I just want from your guys' opinion what you think the best parenting style is, how you hope to parent one day, what you think the ideal situation is, because I know that oftentimes, especially when we're under the realm of being parented very closely, that we kind of feel like, oh, I would do it better and I know how I do it. So I want to know what you would do, honestly. And then to wrap up the rest of the week, you guys are going to have 2 shorter reading assignments. So they're not going to be long stories like Two Kinds and some of the other stories we've read. We're going a little more nonfiction here for this last couple of weeks. And so also because we're kind of heading in towards our persuasive essay, we're doing articles and speeches and things like that that have more persuasive techniques. And so you will be reading a couple of articles about technology in our lives and how it impacts us and whether it's a positive or a negative in our lives. And I'm not talking cell phones and things like that. I'm talking like actual how much of our information is accessible and how easily accessible it is. So there's 2 articles about the ease of accessibility of our information, our private information online. And then that's going to be due Wednesday. And finally, Friday, you guys have do the I Have a Dream by Martin Luther King. I highly recommend, even though that is like a read and you guys answer questions and things like that, I really do recommend that you watch it. It's easily found on YouTube to see Martin Luther King address the whole, crowd that gathered to hear his speech at the March on Washington, because it's very dynamic, and I think there's a lot to be said for hearing it spoken versus just reading it to ourselves. So that's my recommendation. You can certainly just read it. Just be sure you're answering all the questions. That's a big deal, you guys. There are a lot of people turning things in with only partially completed assignments, and it's really hurting some of you. I know a lot of you just want to turn something in, but when you're turning in only a partially completed assignment, it's not benefiting you a ton. I mean, anything's better than a 0, but just try to make sure you're doing as much as you can on each of the assignments. For this week, just to earn your extra credit as far as proof for the watching the video goes, I just want you guys to respond by letting me know what your current grade is. Go ahead and look it up on Infinite Campus. And then I want you to tell me what you're currently missing that's still being accepted. So anything from weeks 4 and 5. And then what your plan is to get it done so that you guys can make sure that you are passing. I'd love to see as many of you pass this class as possible. We are really winding down to the end here, and so our chances for the opportunity at passing are definitely dwindling. So just getting everything in from here on out is the most important thing you guys can do. And I know that's true for all your classes, but just make sure we're prioritizing school. If you have questions, I want you guys to come by and see me. If you need help with your essay, please come by and see me. Remember, again, that's locking on Friday. So I hope to see as many of you as possible this week. Have a great week 6.